Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Terry's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel. I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to talk about a fucus. A fucus, because there's a lot of misconceptions on the internet about this. And you got a lot of astrologers trying to add more meaning onto this than they really have. And they don't even know the actual concept of it. They found out about it from a book. Then they think since they got a certain amount of knowledge, they can expound on it. But you're with the Archangel Uriel right now. So I'm going to give you the grand concept of fucus, and I'm going to give you what it really means. Because look, even though I talk about a lot of this 3 sequence and stuff like that, a lot of times that realm of reality still doesn't quite resonate to the fullest degree in this realm of reality. Because this realm of reality still holds a certain degree of time, space, and matter, which is solid, liquid, and gas. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that. So when we're talking about this realm of reality and we want to talk about a fucus, you know what I'm saying, we have to look at it from another construct. Now, a fucus is from another solar system in our Milky Way, right? Now, reason why I said when things hit our sphere of reality, see, every solar system have their own sphere of reality. So even though, for an example, I'm going to give you an example. Say you're a person who heavy religious, right? And you feel like you have demons in your life, right? So you feel like when these demons come into your life, they attack you, right? So this is when something come into your world. We're saying they come into your world now. So you look at it like a demon, right? Now whatever happened in your world that you tie whatever this demon did to you in your world, that's what you tie to as being your demon in your world. But per se, this actual demon that you're calling a demon, they have their own personal world, their own personal job, and their own allegiance to whatever they have to do. And whatever they're doing that may have been bad to you may have been good for their situation. You know what I'm saying? So in their life, there ain't that demon that you're pointing to, that demon might have angels and demons. And it might have been an angel making that demon feel like it was the good thing to do. So just because in your world it was something bad for you doesn't necessarily mean that that demon in its own world is bad, or have people looking at it like it's bad. You get what I'm trying to say? Now look at this as when things, I want you to keep that construct when we get into the fucus. Alright, now when we talk about a fucus, see, now fucus is from another solar system in our galaxy. Now you have a lot of people out here who are going to try to tell you that a fucus is the 13th sign. There's no such thing as a 13th sign. It's only a 360. You know what I'm saying? There's no truth in a fucus being a 13th sign. And I'm gonna tell you right here. What do 13 equate to? 4. So that already lets you know what do 12 equate to? 3. So that already cancel that out from truth. You know what I'm saying? When we on the Archangel Uriel page, we know for fact and truth that there can't even be a such thing as a 13 sign, because 13 equate to 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. You know what I'm saying? 3 plus 1 is 4. You know what I'm saying? We have 12 signs in the zodiac. 1 plus 2, well, 2 plus 1 is 3. So that lets you know that it has the truth in it. A fucus don't have no truth in it. Now, it come from another solar system. Now, it have broken off because maybe another solar system may had to detach that because it had to make more room and space for their 360 circumference. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that single space, we know a space, no matter how big or small it get, is going to equate to 360. You know what I'm saying? So this is why all numbers do that and everything. This is why it's part of God. It's part of truth. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about a fucus now, a fucus is from another solar system. So look at it like this. We have our solar system, which is tapered around our 360. Our 360 make up 360 degrees of each 12 zodiac sign. Each zodiac sign have 30 degrees. Okay, boom. Do the math. So now 12 signs, 12 zodiacs. Now what actually happened here is we don't have an exclusion of zodiacs. What actually happened is this constellation of fucus came from another area, came from another solar system in our galaxy, and it was around the Serpent constellation, and it's another a few other constellations, a Hercules constellation, and it's around these but these constellations are not part of our solar system. I need you to know that. Now, like I said before, I need you to look at the universe is like a country, the whole land. You know what I'm saying? The galaxies is like states. You know what I'm saying? The solar systems is the universe is the whole land, right? Galaxies will be countries, right? Solar systems will be states, and everything inside it will be, you know what I'm saying, the star systems, the you know what I'm saying, the stars, all the stars, asteroids, and all that. That's like the people. That's like the people within the states, the cities. That's the cities. So we know. So now we know the universe is the whole land. We know galaxies is the country. So look at it like this. Say our country is the Milky Way within the whole land. So your country is America, right? So this say America is the Milky Way, right? Now, Ophiuchus is from another country. So let's just say Ophiuchus is from Canada, right? Ophiuchus is from Canada, right? And now let's just say now a state out of Canada, right, got obliviated somehow, whatever like that, and got detached from Canada, right? So all the stars in that state had to move. So they moved to our country, right? And the part of the country that they moved in, let's just say in our solar system, the part of the city, the state it moved in was, say if you in a city in the outskirts, say Scorpio and Sagittarius are states. The cities that's on the outskirts of both that lead into, like, to say like the state right next to a state. Say now Scorpio is this state, then the state right next to it is Sagittarius. The cities on the outskirts that lead into each other, like the outskirt of the state before that lead into the next state, and then the outskirts of the state that you go into that go back into this state. Say everybody who had to move from Canada had to move there. You know what I'm saying? That's like Ophiuchus, right? Ophiuchus got detached, and just the area that they flew in our solar system from their solar system was between the star system Scorpio and Sagittarius. Now, once it hit our reality in our solar system, now we have to look at it as far as direction and sense, and now everything has meaning. Everything has meaning. Everything is for a reason. So in our solar system, based upon the things we manifested and constructed in one's programs, we know how we look at certain things. So we know on the zodiac wheel, the Scorpio and the Sagittarius is underneath the Earth. You know what I'm saying? When Earth is placed in the middle of our solar system. The zodiac wheel of that is the Scorpio and Sagittarius is on the bottom. So we know this whole, when we look at in this realm of reality, as far as our solar system being on Earth, we know when we look down, we know that's a form of being down. So direction wise, is down when you look down, and that's yang wise, and yin wise in the inside realm, that's when you feel down, or you feel down and out, or something like that, right? And when you look up directional wise, you look up in the yang realm, that's looking up, and in the yin realm is when you look up on your situations. You look optimistic, you look on a brighter note. You know what I'm saying? Left or right could be directions that you could use for up and down. Now, you can either go the right way or you can go left field. You know what I'm saying? In the yin realm, going the right way is doing the right route. You know what I'm saying? And going left is going left field, not doing the right thing. And in the yang realm, you know, that's in the yin realm. Now in the yang realm, that's just going left, going in this direction, and going in the right direction. So when Ophiuchus came, when it hits our reality, we have no choice but to look at it like it came from down below. So we know the realm of reality it came from, which is the serpent. It was by the serpent constellation and the Hercules constellation and whatever solar system it was in. This solar system, in a directional place in space that it stays in, is beneath our solar system. So when this Ophiuchus traveled up, it risen. From our point of view of things, how we look at things, once it hits our reality, we can only look at it like it hath risen. So when we look at everything from an earth perspective, in this reality, a perspective, when things have risen, we know it elevated. We know it got to a higher degree. You know what I'm saying? That's how we look at it in this realm of reality, in our solar system. So now Fucus is in our, so it's mixing this energy. So we don't know its essence and where it comes from, but we can only describe it from the essence of when it hit ours and how we can describe it now. So now that it hit our solar system, we're able to pinpoint characteristics and traits based upon what we manifested of our constructs and our concepts. So now we're able to put meaning to it from our perspective of our place in this realm of reality, in our place in space, from when a Fucus come to us. So now that a Fucus is here, it's stars from, because it's a constellation itself. Now all it did was blend it in with Scorpio and Sagittarius. It didn't make itself a part of us. It's not a part of us. It didn't originate from here. We know it didn't originate from here because we know 13 equals to 4. We know 12 equals to 3. And we know what was already 12. What was already truth in our solar system. So this is not truth of our solar system. So we know that separates it from being a part of our solar system and just joining. So it can only join. So now that it hit our realm of reality, now it hit books. Now it hit what all astrologers talking about. See, I just gave you the whole backstory. Now I'm finna express to you why astrologers talk about a Fucus the way they talk about it, and why they talk about it being evil or this, that, and third. Okay, now we know when it hits our realm of reality, we know it must have risen. So it risen from below, and the section of the area it came in our solar system is the hell part, which we know hell don't exist, but from a realm of reality that we manifested and created based upon our construct of direction in the yin and yang realm, this is how we created our reality in this solar system. So once it came in our solar system, now we can apply meaning and shit to it, because if it wasn't in our solar system, we wouldn't even be able to think about it or know about it or whereabouts or whatever. We still don't know the essence of it because it's from another solar system, but now we can tie traits to it based upon its position in space and how it came into our position. Now when you got it in ours, now you get books. Now you get what astrologers think they're being smart about and stuff like that. So I'm gonna tell you how they got that information. Now, by it being risen and coming from below, now we know it carry these type of traits. Now they're gonna tell you a Fucus. They're gonna tell you a Fucus is gonna carry the traits of like serpent-like, snake-like, secretive-like, manipulative-like, because really it's just carrying. They just adding the annotation of the constellations is in and putting them together. It's in Scorpio and it's in Sagittarius, so it's going to give it a water fire annotation as far as the energy. So they're going to say it's inspirational and it act out as emotions. And when you act out your emotion, that's a form of manipulation. You throwing your emotional weight around in order to control someone in some type of way. So that's magic. So they're trying to say that's what a Fucus do. You know what I'm saying? That's anybody who even a cusp of Sagittarius Scorpios may understand this steam element as it's a steam element, and what you do is it's like an expression of emotion. So because we know water is the filler and the emotions, and we know fire is the filler and the seer. So where fire try to see their feelings for what they are and express them, water try to feel their emotions and soak in them so they can know what it's about. That's the difference between the two. This is why the fillers clash, and the thinkers is earth and air. Air is the thinking and the communication, and earth is the thinking and the practicality, and they clash when they think, because when air is trying to think of ideas and think of new communication styles, earth is trying to think of common sense, practicality, and what makes sense. See, so this is where they clash at. So fire is the emotional support for air, and water is the emotional support for earth, and earth is the thinking support for water, and air is the thinking support for fire. You see what I'm saying? This is why it's a sextile, opposites, a square, and all that shit. Now, when we want to talk about a Fucus, they're going to add the annotations of Scorpio, fixed water, and fire, mutable fire, which is Sagittarius, and blend them in. So it's going to be mutable fixed steam. So steam, we know steam is it has layers to it. It has an illusion to it. It's in this realm and it's in another realm. So it's not quite in. It's in between dimensions. It's like steam is like a ghost. So these people are smooth. They know how you feeling, and they know how to express how they're feeling, and know when you're what kind of mode you in. You could be putting on one expression, but they know the true expression behind it. It's like the in-between realms. Because look at steam. Steam is not quite liquid, not quite gas, and not quite solid. It's like a more etheric version of cream. You know what I'm saying? So steam is in all realms at one. So it could be communicative, it could be reserved, and it could be expressive and initiative. But it like to do it smoothly. So it like to do it when it has opportunities to do it. This would make all steam signs smooth, which is all water, fire, cusp signs. But this one in general, this is the type of annotation that they're going to try to hold over Ophiuchus. Now, the look of Ophiuchus. Now they got Ophiuchus looking like a person. They call it the serpent bearer. So like how Aquarius is the water bearer, I guess the sextile to that is going to be the serpent bearer. So they got the man looking like he's holding a snake. Now I'm gonna tell you where they got this concept from, because when it's like a man, so a man is like a risen from animal, right? You know what I'm saying? Before it risen back to a gas as etherical. So we know as a man, as a fluid, right? Then the fluid gets solid, right? That's the man. Then it gets back to etherical, where it all came from originally. That's the gas. That's the gas, solid, liquid of the universe. Now we know as a man, this is why Sagittarius represents the archer, half man, half human, and is shooting into the gas. So this is why Sagittarius think they understand a broader perspective, because they think they understand the gas, and they're just man enough to be on this earth, and they're just fluid enough to try to understand what's going on from a broad understanding gas from when they shoot the arrow. So the gas is what they're shooting into, the arrow is the fluid, and the man itself is the animal itself is the solid. So what happened right here when Ophiuchus it risen from the fluid or wherever it came from, the substance, how we can look at it when it reached us, and then it risen to a man of conscience, a being. And the snake represents the in China and the way they look at their religion, their gods is yin and yang. They can't get past yin and yang. But as far as their religion, the way they look at our solar system as a 360, they look at it as the dragon wheel, as the head and the tail, and the head and the tail connect and it goes around. Now when Ophiuchus risen, the part of the area is at, if you pay attention, I bet if you look at it now, go look at it, the part he's holding is almost like near by the waist and like by the legs and a little bit in the middle of the waist. This is the part of the snake he holding. If you look at the actual zodiac wheel, that's the area of between Sagittarius and Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? It'll be, and then on your body, it'll be that same area that he's holding. So this is what China and Japanese people, this is how they seen it. Now, even back in ancient, what is it? The Patholothians, whatever, the first ever religion. I came before that shit. That's why but that shit, I forgot what it's called, paganism or some shit like that. That's even, and that's how they even look at it, for them to create Greek mythology. So you know, it was he risen up and him grabbing a snake in that area. That's the area of Sagittarius and Scorpio, and it's the 360 wheel itself is the dragon. That's how Japan, well, China, or whatever, that's how they try to depict it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they depict it. So we know now, we know that's how they got the drawings from it. Now the energy that is carrying, that's why they're trying to say it's evil, because it has risen from below. You know what I'm saying? Risen from below. So from our solar system construct, that's like it risen from hell, or risen from a dark place, and it's gonna carry a down energy. So we know that Ophiuchus is they're gonna try to say that people who are born Ophiuchus are otherworld, like they know this type of things, and in a lot of ways, people who are born on the cusp of Sagittarius and Scorpio are gonna have these type of traits, because that solar system came from somewhere else. But by no means necessary it's a 13th sign. It's just added. It's just another constellation added on to our constellation, and all its degrees spread it out through the distance and longitude of Sagittarius and Scorpio of our zodiac wheel. So that's Ophiuchus. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody gonna be born Ophiuchus. No, you either still Sagittarius or Scorpio, or a cusp, or the steam cusp between them. You just gonna have, it's just depending on when you was born, because I think Ophiuchus hit us in 1940 or 1920 or something. I can't remember. But if you was born after that, around that time between Sagittarius and Scorpio, around those times, then you're gonna have a little bit of Ophiuchus elements. Now I don't know the quite essence of it, because I'm not from that solar system. But you know what I'm saying? My physical and my awareness is not brought up of that solar system. My essence was evolved with one, but I chose to come in this one. You know what I'm saying? So the vibration and wavelengths isn't the same. So I can't tell you where the essence at, but I can actually tell you why it's explained the way it's explained when it comes into our essence. Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. Goddamn, a fucus.